Hey everybody, Prowl here and welcome to another Minecraft Bedrock Edition tutorial. And today we are talking about trading halls. You see I got emeralds here in my hand because I'm going to show you guys not only how to get a lot of these, but how to get a lot of other stuff as well. This is easily the most overpowered thing in Minecraft. First, just to go over a few highlights of this system really quick that you guys are going to love. First of all, it only requires one bed. These pesky little things are the reason that most of your trading halls and other villager related things get broken. It's because of villagers linking with beds. We only have one of them and he's not going to unlink from anything. We also have the zombification machine. Yes, this thing is actually quite simple. You throw a splash potion, you give the zombie villager a golden apple, he eats it and he gives you discounts. And these discounts are super important. As you can see, normally you're going to spend a lot to have different trades and you need some pretty powerful farms to keep up with them, and it can eat through your resources really fast. But when you have a villager that's gotten the effect from the cured villager, like this guy right here, the armorer, look at this, look at this trade right here. 1 iron per emerald. If you have yourself an iron farm, that's an easy way to get yourself a whole lot of emeralds really fast. Also, you can unlock these guys. Look, for 1 emerald, I can get a diamond chest plate. And as you can see, with the villager getter 9000, we can press this button right here, and we're going to have a villager automatically dispensed down to us that we're going to be able to put inside of this cell automatically. There he goes. He's in, ready to go. And to give him a profession, all I have to do is one at a time, load them in and drop their profession blocks. Don't load a whole bunch of these guys at the same time and then try to drop them. You're gonna probably get a little mixed up. Do one at a time. And once our villager here is done being changed over, or zombie villager's done being changed over to a villager, you can see that this guy now has discounts. But a little trick that you guys probably know but maybe don't, for librarians specifically, he doesn't have a book trade down there, so I would like to get one. So I'm going to break that and place a new one. He's going to relink, and boom, we have a book trade. So what we're going to do is we're going to unlock that. Look at that, 1 emerald each time. Oh, that was easy. And what do we got? Knockback 2? Sure, let's go ahead and get that as well. Look at that, you can get up to 12 books at a time. This thing is super overpowered. Imagine if you got mending or efficiency 5 there. You're going to get all the books that you need probably from 1 round of trading, maybe 2 at the most. So I have a couple of need to know tips and tricks for you guys. First of all, zombification. Changing a villager into a zombie and being able to change him back again. That way you can get the discount. So what gets you the discount in general is you take a zombie villager, you change him to a villager. You throw a potion of weakness and give him a golden apple to eat, and he changes, right? So this little contraption right here where you just have a zombie villager in with a zombie, pretty easy. You convert him and then the zombie converts him back, and then you can convert him again. Quite easy. It doesn't take a lot. But this only works in the hard difficulty. Yes, hard difficulty, because in the hard difficulty there is a 100% chance that when this zombie eats a villager's face, he gets changed into a zombie villager. If you are on normal difficulty, there's a 50% chance. If you're on easy difficulty, there is a 0% chance. And if he doesn't change to a zombie villager, he just dies. So that doesn't do you any good. So if you already play on hard difficulty, good. If you don't play on hard difficulty but are doing this in a single player world, I recommend you just temporarily change the difficulty to hard and then switch it back to whatever you normally play on once you get the discount. If you do play on a server, you're probably just going to have to wrangle up a whole bunch of these guys to be able to convert over whenever you want to, and then maybe hope some of them convert back. That's about as good as you can do. One more ultra important tip. You need to set this up a minimum of 96 blocks away from the closest village, villagers, villager-based farm, beds, or profession blocks. If you don't, it's possible these combine together and your stuff's going to get all jumbled up and it's not going to work right. So you need to make sure you separate them. Also, another good tip is be a little be a little wary of nether portals at your trading hall. It is possible for nether portals to mess up your farm if you just recently enter the area, load the chunks, and you immediately go through another portal. It can possibly mess up the linking process. Now, that usually is only a problem though when you have a lot of beds. Not to say that it can't happen, because I don't know if it can or can't personally, but beds are usually the issue. So since we only have one villager or one bed, it's probably not likely to be an issue. Also, I think this is something they've been targeting to fix, so I don't know if it's fixed yet in 1.16. It might be, but for safety's sake, just go ahead and make sure that you're a little careful when you go into nether portals and that sort of thing. Also, most of the information that I've gotten to get this thing going, mostly the proper way to set up the villagers to make it so where they don't unlink from things. This information comes from the old guy. I'll make sure to put a link to his channel down in the description box below. Make sure you click on that and go give him a subscribe and let him know that Prowl sent you. One additional thing that I forgot to mention, this orange box, this is the range in which the zombificator can work. This is the range in which these guys will get discounts. It is from the villager that gets changed. It is 16 blocks in every direction, up, down, left, right, you name it, 16 blocks in that direction. So I've put these on the outside. These are the 17th block in each direction. So I know that everywhere on the inside of this is a safe zone. It can be the corner. It could be his feet sitting right about here. He'll still get the discount. So measure it out. That's how big your zombification range will be. 16 blocks in any direction. Go ahead and mark that out once you find your location, because you're going to need to know that once you get it all set up. Okay, so step number one, we are 125 blocks away from the edge of that area right there. The 96 blocks I told you earlier, that's from the bed to the bed. So we are well outside of that. We're a solid 135, 140 blocks away. We're good to go on that front. Now, all you need to do is set up a little cell for a villager to go in, 2x2 area. Throw a bed down, make it 3 blocks tall. That way, if the villager goes to sleep and wakes up, his head's not inside of a block and maybe he suffocates or something. And super important thing, this villager that goes in the middle right here needs to be a nitwit. He's got to be the guy in green, because otherwise what's going to happen is he is going to be able to link to profession blocks, and that's just going to mess up all kinds of stuff. Now, once you have your villager in here, you're going to go ahead and just go box him in just like this. Keep him nice and safe. And I would even recommend that you throw a torch in there with him just to make sure he's got a nice little nightlight and no zombies try to appear in there and eat his face. And we're going to box him in just like this. We're going to make a little area like this. And we are going to close it in. So we got 2 spots in the middle. We can go ahead and do like that. And then we can go ahead and close this in just like this. Now you are going to have to find yourself a zombie and a villager and get him in here. I recommend mine carts or boats are the best ways to do it. Here, let me do just this temporarily because I'm going to place a zombie in here. I don't want him to burn. So we'll go ahead and we'll throw our zombie in. We'll go ahead and we'll throw our villager in. The zombie's going to eat the villager, which is perfectly fine. That's what we want him to do. And oops, I forgot to change it back to the easy difficulty or the hard difficulty. That was my bad. As you can see though, that's what happens if you don't have it on the right difficulty. He gets eaten. So there we go. As you'll see, he gets converted and he's ready for us to convert back. Now there's one special thing that we need to do to these guys. And what is that special thing? We need to name tag them. Otherwise, when we go 44 blocks or more away, they're going to despawn. So we're going to name this guy right here, the zombie. He's going to be named Sub to Prowl. And this guy right here, he's going to be named Watch Truly Bedrock. This, yep. We got a solid first, middle, and last name for each of these guys. This is absolutely perfect. And we have got our border set up here. We counted out 16 blocks in this direction and 16 blocks either way. The green is the safe zone. The red is the will not get discount zone. And what we're going to do here is actually set up a super simple area for these guys to sit. We're going to go up 3 blocks, 1, 2, 3, And then we are going to do a pattern just like this all the way down. Now you can set this up in whatever shape and wherever you guys want these. I'm going to show you an easy way to get everything to filter in. So you don't have to do a straight line. You don't have to do a big square like I did over there. You can put them in a lot of different ways. So if you're thinking of doing that, you might want to keep watching before you start placing these down. Otherwise, if you're just going to put them in a row like this, then let's continue on. Now, once you have all of your cells set up, go ahead and let's close off the top area right here. This is going to make sure these guys don't get out on us with the particular setup that we're doing here. And also, you can go ahead and do that on the back side here as well. Go ahead and cover all the way across the back because that's where our minecart tracks are going to go. And then lastly, above each cell right there, go ahead and put a block. This is going to make sure that our minecarts, or our villager minecarts, don't shoot out of the cell or in some way mess up. Then next, every single cell, put a pressure plate and put a trapdoor right there in that motion so it flips up that way. You don't have to flip it up or down. That part doesn't matter for now. Just go ahead and fill all those into all of your cells. Next is going to be our rail system. It's going to come straight across here on this back row. So actually what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and give ourselves a couple extra blocks this way. And we're going to give ourselves 3 powered rails because we're going to want a little bit extra speed to get things started out. And we can put a switch or whatever to power those, okay? And the way that you're going to bring these rails through is you're going to go rail, rail, and see how that's going to drop right into that pod right there. And then same thing, rail, rail, rail. It's going to drop right into that pod right there. Every single 2 of these that you do, go ahead and throw in a powered rail. That way you have enough speed for your villagers to easily get into all of your cells, just like this. And then throw another one, just like this, and it makes sure that you power those. Go ahead and do this all the way down. And anytime you set this up anywhere, you're going to want to set this up going the direction that the villagers are going to go. Because we're going to have our villagers are going to come in from right here. So that's why we're working in this direction. That way the curves on the track are going to work the way that we need to, which I'll demonstrate here in a second. Next up is the redstone, and I promise you, you don't need to know much about redstone to do this. It's ultra simple. We're actually going to go to the block just below the pod right there. So the pod is here, which means that block is right there on the green, okay? And we're going to go down 1 from there. Go ahead and you need to, we'll just make this easy. We'll drag these all the way across, and then we're going to knock out every other one. And you're knocking them out just like this. That's the one we started with. So we're just knocking out these all the way down. Now, the next thing you're going to do is come up 1 just like this, and then go up 1, another one just like that. So go ahead and put in all of those now. Now, once you have all of those in, it should look something like this right here. And the redstone part is actually super simple. Redstone dust, torch, and torch. And that's it. And now you'll see that anytime something is on that pressure plate right there, you see a rail changes. Now, let me show you what happens when we run a hopper mine or a regular minecart on it. Now you'll see when a minecart goes on, see how it turns, and it changes that rail right there. That goes into place. Place another one. Place another one. And it automatically fills itself all the way down. And a nice little trick is, let's say you don't want anything to go in a number of these. Well, I could just go through and let me close that one up. Let me close that one up. Let's say I want a villager right here. Okay. So I can go and now call my next villager. It skipped those pods. I just run up here and grab my items back. That simple to go ahead and kind of more set them up for exactly where you want them to go. I would like to take a quick time out here to let you guys know there is a ton of ways that you can support the channel. You can click that like button. You can subscribe if you're not already subscribed. If you are subscribed, please click the bell. That way you get notifications whenever new videos come out. Also, I have a Patreon page. If you would like to donate, please do so. And you can watch the Truly Bedrock series. It is a survival multiplayer series I play on with 17 other amazing YouTubers, and I do a lot of big, crazy, wonderful things like trading halls and iron farms and gold farms and all of that stuff. So please check out the series. There'll be a link in the top right-hand side of the page right about now. The next thing we need to do is make the drop chute for where the villagers are going to come down. We want our villagers to come down right there. So really quite easily, we're going to go ahead and set up some glass right on the sides of here, and we're going to leave this side just a little bit extra open. That way no villagers bump their heads. And then when they fall down, we don't want them to get hurt on the drop. So what we're going to do is right up here on one of these few blocks up here, I would say the third block up, go ahead and throw a button. And then on the block above that, throw a water bucket. No matter how fast they're going, that will slow their fall. Now we need to put this thing up in the sky for our villagers to come in, because we don't want to breed villagers in here. Remember, we don't want villagers anywhere close to here. But if we bring them from up in the sky, they only need to be 76 blocks away. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this tower right here roughly about 80 blocks high, just to give ourselves a little wiggle room, maybe 85 blocks high. But as long as you're at least 76 blocks from this bed to the villager breeder bed we're going to put up there, then you're good to go. And the next thing we're going to do is set up the top of the drop chute. I've already started doing that. Let me show you what I've done. It doesn't necessarily matter what side you bring them in from, but I like to always bring them over from the side that's pointing into the villager trading hall. That way it's more directly above me. But anyways, here I have a dispenser facing up into a powered rail and a solid block behind it, and a little chest and hopper set up. That way I can have plenty of these guys ready to go. What you'll see will happen is every time you trigger this thing off, see, it shoots it off and it drops it down. Now we need this to actually catch some villagers for us though. So pretty simply what we're going to do here is we're going to set up a little floor right here, which is going to be technically in the corner. So if I box this in right here, a lot of you guys probably know this method, but if you don't, we're going to end up having a water stream here that's going to push the villagers into this corner. And whenever we fire off that hopper minecart, why do I always say hopper minecart? Whenever we fire off that minecart right there, it can actually detect or pick up the villager through the corner right here, and he'll hop in it and he'll get shot off. Now there's something pretty specific we need to do here. Let me place another block right here, because right here is how we're going to filter in the adult villagers separate from the babies. So these two blocks furthest away from here, we need to knock those out, because right here at the bottom of it, we are going to put 2 trap doors just like that. And let's go ahead and let's case those guys in. That way no water can get out. Whoops, I put one right there, didn't I? Trap those guys in like this. And then also I have seen instances of when the baby villagers grow into adults, they can sometimes phase through that. So we're going to go ahead and put solid blocks there and here. And then this is where we're going to filter the babies into. Now, you're probably going to use some sort of a villager breeder for this. I do have a villager breeder tutorial if you would like to follow that. I am going to build it here really quick. I am not going to show you how to build it. If you'd like to see that, hit on the description in the top right hand corner or the link, and that'll take you to it. But this is the chamber that you're going to need to custom build for whatever villager breeder you use, because the babies are going to filter in right there. I'm going to show you that right now. But before I do, I almost forgot, we need to place buttons right here and here. You're about to see why, because I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to waterlog these, see, just like this. And then I'm going to put a bucket of water right there. And then we need to actually finish this little chamber off. So we're going to go ahead and close that up like this. I'm going to go up another one. And then we're going to cap it off. So it is a 3 high right here. That way the villagers have a little bit of room to shuffle around. We don't want to pack them in there tight, because they might not necessarily get in the corner, and that'll make it so the system doesn't pick them up. So give them a little bit extra headroom to bob around, but that is the whole system right there. Let me install the villager breeder really quick. Now you can see we got the breeder in, we got a couple villagers there kind of ready to rock and roll. So what we can do is we could throw them a bunch of food. We'll just throw them a bunch of carrots. And they pick all the carrots up. They'll start throwing them back and forth a little bit. And sometimes you got to give us a little bit of time. Sometimes they register to the village that you make right away. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they take a little bit of time to do it. But either way, we're going to wait a few moments here. We'll get some hearts. We'll have some babies. And as you can see, what's going to happen to those babies, they're going to fall down in the water right here. Water stream is going to lead and push them right into there. And then when they grow, their heads pop through the trapdoor right there. They float up. they float over to the corner, and then we can call them in. So while we wait for that to happen, let's actually finish installing our call system here. Now the call system here is quite easy. You're going to want to start from the top and work your way down. You're going to want to place a solid block with a 1 block gap below your dispenser. So you see like that, and you're going to place them down every other block all the way down to the bottom, just like I did there. So we're going to fill it with torches from the bottom up. And you can route your button however you like. I'm going to go ahead and just run some redstone dust right up here, just like this. Put a button right there. And when I press it, you see it sets off the tower. And where is my minecart? There it comes right there. Drop down, went on the track, plopped right in the first slot. And here you can see exactly how that works. He floats right on down and he puts himself right in there. So yeah, when he grows, he will grow up, go in there, and he'll be ready to be retrieved. And now that we have our system all done up there, I can hit the button and we can retrieve a villager. I did see a nitwit up there, which is fine. If we end up getting a nitwit, we can just kill him off. Let's see. Nope, we got a good villager here. You see he plopped right in. So I can actually open that, break the minecart. He can't get out. He can't get out. Don't worry. And then one at a time, we go through. We place down these profession blocks right here. Wait for them to link up. And go ahead and call in another. This is a super quick, easy way for you guys to fill in things. Don't worry if you have to manually kill a villager. It's actually not going to hurt anything with the village like it used to in Minecraft. If there was golems here, you'd have to worry about the golems killing you. That's about it. But as you can see, we keep going and calling these guys in, placing down their profession blocks, and they will keep linking on up. This guy right here is already a weaponsmith, it looks like. And yeah, let's go ahead and let's jump into showing you guys how you can easily expand or just kind of manipulate this thing to be in whatever direction you want to. So there's a nitwit right there. No special system to kill him. Just chop him up. It's perfectly fine. So the main thing here is just make sure you stay inside of that 16 by 16 area like I've marked off with the green here. Other than that, it doesn't really matter high or low or whatever. As long as you're within that cube that we lined up there, you're all good to go. So in the video over there, I kind of took them down and brought them all the way down that way. But maybe here I don't want to do that. Maybe here I want to start setting them up over here. I don't even have to space them out this way if I want to. Maybe over here for some reason I want them spaced out by 2. I don't know why, but maybe that's your design. So I can go ahead and take a layout like this, and I can curve my minecart track around just like this. I probably should power that, even though I'm not going to really demonstrate it here. Power that guy, right? And then we come in and we start to bring our villagers in here. Don't forget to cap off those tops, otherwise they're probably not going to fall in their cells. But yeah, see, I can go ahead and bring them in just like this, bring them in just like this. Let's go ahead and throw in another powered rail, and exact same deal. It doesn't matter that how you space them out, as long as you go forward through the track, the route that the minecart will take. It's a pretty easy thing to do to get it set up to where it will change this over and automatically close off whichever one you need it to. And yeah, this thing is going to work beautifully in your world. So that is it, everybody. I hope you really enjoyed this video. This was a fun one to make. Also, it's the first time I've used this chapters feature on YouTube. You'll see stamped down in the description box below are all of the different good starting points to do this thing step by step. Let me know if you like that. I don't know if I'll commit to doing it all the time quite yet, but I really do like the idea. I think it'll organize things a little bit better. Again, click that like button, make sure you hit subscribe, get notifications, and make sure you guys watch Truly Bedrock. It's been great. I love you guys. You've been amazing, and I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.